Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm Jacob Davidson. I am a legal layman from North Texas. And this is a show where I try to learn the law and try to teach while I learn. So, welcome to it. Sorry about the delays of the show. I found a new feature, or at least an old feature, but I just discovered it on OBS. Where when I'm creating the YouTube live stream, I get to set it so the time of the stream is like 3 p.m. on the OBS side. I didn't notice that feature before, so I'd always go to the YouTube studios. But apparently what that does is it makes the starting point of the broadcast a little weird because I'd hit start stream and then it gave me an option to go live. So the YouTube side started a little later this time for some reason because of that. Also, fun news, I have lost a couple more pounds. I'm 288. I'm gonna probably post about that. I think I'll wait till I get a picture of the I'm gonna make some food and then I'm gonna take a picture of that food after I've made it and then send it with the weight progression. Did I put this topic up? No, but I should. Hey, patience, I've been awake for about an hour, sort of surrendered nose, but I've been unable to shake the screws. Aussie's in a rough state right now. Aussie Overlotus is feeling very queasy right now. Huh. I'm gonna pull up that one last story that I'm gonna probably talk about because it seems interesting. Did my shit freeze? Damn it. Hold on. I'll be out and I'll be over there in just a moment. Or with it in just a moment. California reparations. I spelled out repatriations. Approves 1.2 million reparations. Can I claim to be trans black and collect this money, please? Would be great. I'm not Californian nor black, but you know, anybody can be anything these days. Alright. With all that said, let's start on the first topic of the day. I think I've got my story selected. I don't know if I said it, but I thought about it, which means I think I said it. There is a plan to get Mindset on the channel to talk about the Reedy Creek. I have an idea to do a narrative version of the Disney stuff. Oh, and some tea. Gunman kills 8, injures 7 in mass shooting at Allen outlets. A person opened fire at the door at an outdoor shopping center in Allen, Texas, a suburb of Dallas, killing 8 people Saturday after an afternoon and injuring 7 others. A hospital says victims being treated range from age 5 to 61. The gunman has been killed, police said, but no further information has been confirmed about the shooter or the weapons used. Oh, damn it. Eight people are dead and at least 7 others are injured after mass shooting at Allen Premium Outlets Saturday afternoon, according to police officials. Oh. The shooter is also dead, bringing the death total to 9. No, it doesn't. I mean, yeah, I guess, but not the victims. Allen Fire Chief Jonathan Boyd confirmed at about 9 p.m. Saturday that the gunman killed 6 people at the mall and injured at least 9 others. Of the 9 who were hospitalized, 2 later died, bringing the total number of people killed to 9, including the gunman. The 7 known survivors being treated include 3 patients who are critical and 4 who are stable. Medical City Healthcare told NBC5 that they were providing trauma care to the shooting victims who ranged from 5 to 61 years old. Boyd cautioned that there could be additional victims who were injured in the shooting and who were taken to the hospital in other ways. We are horrified by today's senseless tragedy and outraged by the violence that continues to plague our country. Our thoughts and prayers are with the victims, their families, and others affected by this heinous act. We're thankful for the police officers' heroic actions and for the support of all the first responders. United States Representative Keith Self, a Republican from McKinney District 3, said on Twitter on about 6:15 p.m. that the gunman was no longer a threat and that there were a number of casualties, which Allen Chief of Police Brian Harvey later confirmed at news conference at around 6:30 p.m. Harvey said an officer was at the outlet mall responding to an unrelated call when he heard gunfire at about 3:30 p.m. Harvey said the officer ran towards the gunfire, found the gunman, and had neutralized him. The officer then made the call for ambulances. Harvey said they believe the gunman acted alone and that there was no ongoing threat to the community. Our deepest sympathies are with the families of the victims, said Harvey. This is a tragedy. People will be looking for answers. We're sorry that those families are experiencing that loss. In a tweet Saturday, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives confirmed that the active shooter situation at the mall at about 4:30 p.m., about 60 minutes after the incident took place. The Bureau sent agents to the mall and helped local police in the initial response of clearing stores in the sprawling outdoor mall. An ATF spokesperson told NBC5 agents and K9 officers are now working to locate shell casings and begin the process of tracing the firearms involved in the attack. I'm here illegal, but I'm just on the side, so I'm saying much. Hey, good shit, man. Views are still views. NC native. Do you have any similarities with MC Medic? Or SC Medic? You know that guy? You guys have strikingly similar names. Views are still views, even if you're Ray Charles. I feel like I should understand that. Witnesses report taking shelter, seeing bodies. No, I've seen SC Medic in Mercatus chat. He's got a gun channel. Oh, he does. It's cool. Several witnesses described to NBC5 that they saw several bodies who have been shot. Officials later confirmed that there were 6 people killed at the sprawling outdoor mall and at least 9 others were injured. 2 of those later died. With the death of the gunman, the total climbed to 9 deceased. Hundreds of people were evacuated and were being kept in the parking lot across from the mall, waiting for someone to pick them up or being allowed to back to their cars. Officials said it may be up to 24 hours for people to be allowed to remove cars from the parking lot. Witnesses described moments of terror as they sheltered inside stores for as long as an hour before they were evacuated. One man who said he was an employee of the store at the mall told NBC5 he and a coworker saw bullets hit the columns in front of the shop and ducked to the ground. They managed to make it to the back room where they barricaded themselves. They described seeing who they believed to be the gunman wearing a mask and police-like attire. Bullet holes could be seen in the cars in the mall parking lot as well as in storefronts. The shooting drew a large law enforcement presence from several federal, state, and local agencies. The outlet mall, sprawling outlet mall, has about 120 stores and is said to typically be very busy on weekends. The Allen Police Department said on social media accounts to avoid the area until further updates. Allen police also asked that witnesses who or anyone that footage contact the FBI by calling FBI. Bullet holes equals buttholes. Butted holes. You're a weirdo. In a written statement, Governor Greg Abbott said he was aware of the shooting and offered the state's assistance in investigating the shooting. Our hearts are with the people of Allen, Texas tonight during the unspeakable tragedy, Abbott said. I have been in contact with Mayor Folk and DPS Director McCall, as well as other states and local leaders, and offered the full support of the state of Texas to local officials to ensure all needed assistance and resources are swiftly deployed, including DPS officers, Texas Rangers, and investigative resources. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, Republican, issued this statement today following the news of the shooting in Allen. Please join Jan and me in mourning the victims of the unspeakable tragedy in Allen. Please also join us in prayers for the victims' families, friends, along with the residents of Allen. We're grateful for our brave first responders who were deployed to stop the shooter and investigate this hideous crime. We're thankful for their bravery and courage. We must stop this epidemic of killings by declaring that Texas is taking immediate steps to prevent more mass shootings that are becoming all too frequent, Garcia said. It is no longer enough to express condolences and say prayers after the fact without taking common sense steps and enacting laws which can be enforced effectively to address this threat to our communities. Also, politicians doing nothing is no longer acceptable. Oh wait, I missed the whole fucking thing. Before this, the League of United Latin American Citizens National President Domingo Garcia called on Abbott, Patrick, and Speaker Dade Phelan to convene an emergency meeting on Monday at the Texas Capitol. State Representative Retta Bowers, a Democrat from Garland District 113, released a statement Saturday night regarding the mass shooting which took place near her district involved in the mall she frequents with her family. My heart breaks as it has too many times before for the victims and their loved ones affected by this senseless act of mass murder. They will all remain in my thoughts and prayers for the weeks to come. I also commend the heroic and swift police response that neutralized the shooter before even more lives could be lost. However, it must be said that these tragedies will continue to occur so long as Texas fails to enact common sense gun safety reforms and invest in mental health care and the social safety net. I am committed to all the above and to doing everything I can so that no family ever has to face this devastating violence again. Texas Democrat Party Communications Director Ike Hajinazarian, who was based in Plano, just a few miles south of the Allen Premium Outlet, issued a statement calling on Republican representatives in the area, State Representative Jeff Lech, and Senator Angela Paxton, to take up legislation this session that would prevent future mass shootings. So let me say to Jeff Lech and Angela Paxton, as one of your constituents, do something. Not one single responsible gun owner in your district wants these extremes off the wall NRA lobby laws or lack thereof. You guys have been shoving down our throats for the past decade in order to win your ridiculous primaries. Permitless carry, a bill Representative Lech co-authored in 2021, is a disaster. Letting high school students or high schoolers buy AR-15s is a disaster. Letting rifles fly off the shelves with reckless abandon and flood Texas streets with firearms is a disaster. Refusing to enact red flag laws has been a disaster. Who is this? Texas Democratic Communications Party? I got it. Okay, I'll save that off to the side. Finish the story first. Representative Lech, a Republican for Plano, District 67, who spoke at a news conference at about 9 p.m. Saturday night, also issued this following statement on Twitter. I'm deeply saddened by the horrific events that occurred today at the Allen Premium Outlets, right in the heart of the House District 67, and I'm praying for the victims and all those affected by this horrible tragedy. I returned to Allen from the Capitol and am on site working with our law enforcement agencies to provide whatever support is needed. I'm thankful for the Allen Police Department, the Collin County Sheriff's Office, Texas DPS, and all other law enforcement agencies for responding heroically, swiftly, and for taking immediate action. I will continue to monitor the situation and keep you appraised of information as I receive it. U.S. Senator John Cornyn and Ted Cruz both shared statements on Twitter offering prayers but also gratitude for the police officers who stopped the shooting. Haiti and I are praying for the families of the victims of the horrific mall shooting in Allen, Texas. We pray also for the border Collin County community that's in shock from the tragedy. My team is in contact with local officials, and I have offered whatever support is needed to do justice and help those in need. Thank you to the incredible law enforcement who put the stop to the monster who committed this act of evil. That was Cruz. I'm grieving with the Allen community tonight. I will send my gratitude to the brave Allen police officers, Collin County's first responders, and all those involved in responding to the afternoon's horrific incidents, Cornyn tweeted. Neither Cruz nor Cornyn mentioned gun legislation or committed to working to reduce gun violence, but both offered to support those in need, which included Cornyn sharing a disaster distress helpline run by the Texas chapter of the National Alliance on Mental Illness, NAMI. Texas tweet is below for those who need it. I will switch to camera view very, very quickly and pursue this horse cockery. That means I will just say the name, or put down the name. All right. Uh-huh. All I have to say about this mall shooting is that it would be fancy if the FBI would stop killing people. I have no faith that this was a non-FBI piece of shit. Jarvis Johnson of Texas, apparently a state representative for House District 139 in Houston, said, children have died in the state and you guys are sitting here joking and playing and thinking this is a joke. This is not a joke. Yeah, children die in all of the states. Abortions have happened. The amendment states the guns allowed to be kept are so... Hold on. I don't know if you know this, but the military around the time was made of the people, and the weapons owned at the time were lent to the military from the people. The military owning all of the whole new toys is a new development in our history. And nothing goes further to prove this point than a raise your fist video I watched the other day, where Razor Fist was talking about monopolies. You have the Fulton ferry line, and then you had the Vanderbilt ferry line, where the government basically gave a monopoly access to a ferry system to Fulton, even though his boating system was absolute dog shit and didn't do much. And he was very slow, and he basically jacked the prices up because the government basically subsidized everything else if he fell short. Vanderbilt made, at some point later in the history of Vanderbilt and his free market actions against the government and the people, or of the government, he basically outclassed everyone who dared to... He said fairies. I thought you were working. I thought you were working and lurking. What the hell? You can't drop shit like that on me. It's funny as shit. But yeah, the government... Vanderbilt basically posed not only the government, but like government-backed corporatism at the time, and basically outclassed and outperformed everyone by giving cheaper rides and good rides. No, don't shut up. I like the interaction. But it's like, God damn it, why the ferries? It's not very... I'm not very fey. And eventually this guy would make basically warboats. Ironclad behemoths of mechanical, of structural enormity. And these would be what people would use to get from point A to point B. Because what someone had, I think it was Fulton, yeah. No, I think it was Collins. What Collins had in Americanized subsidies and leisure rides for a boating service. Vanderbilt basically made a highly defensible boat, and they basically, I guess they turned out to be war boats, and they would be used, or they would have been used in the Civil War, but Lincoln had to honor his deal with Collins. So the people owning the weaponry of the time is ingrained and entrenched in our history. Alright, so we're going back to the bullshit. Yeah, if only the government would stop killing people, that would be fantastic. Gonna keep them. Off-duty Chicago police officer Arena Preston killed right in front of her home. Yeah, this isn't as sensationalized as the mall shooting, but it's still very tragic, and I want to bring it up. One of the Chicago's bravest was killed right in front of her own home. Police responded to 81st and Blackstone in Avalon Park after multiple gunshots were heard. Off-duty Chicago police officer Arena Preston, 24, was found laying in her front yard. Sources say her service weapon was stolen. But food. Chicago aren't releasing a lot of specifics about the case. Mayor Lightfoot says the family has asked for privacy. Detectives are working to learn if the victim was targeted or perhaps the victim of a robbery. Loved ones are grief-stricken after learning the news outside UFC hospital. The officers picked her up, put her in the back of his car, and immediately brought her to the UFC hospital, where she succumbed to her injuries early this morning, said Interim Police Superintendent Eric Carter. Carter says Preston had just finished her work shift. Preston worked for the department for 3 years. Loyola University confirmed she was on track to graduate May 13th with a master's in jurisprudence from the School of Law. Mayor Lori Lightfoot spoke with the family members early in the days and says their lives have been shattered. When I got the call this morning, I was just I wasn't just a mayor, I was a mom thinking about what the parents of these young officers are feeling today, Lightfoot said. Dozens of Chicago police joined a processional as Preston's body was taken from UFC to a medical examiner office. Mayor-elect Brandon Johnson in a statement said, "I am outraged and devastated by this horrific violence against a public servant and will do everything to support the family and CPD during this traumatic time," said Mayor-elect Brandon Johnson in its statement. Preston was assigned to CPD's 5th District at 727 East 111th. Many of her colleagues described her as intelligent and well-liked. Chicago police says no suspects are in custody at this time. You have one missed call. The judge. Huh. I've seen pictures of this officer. She looks very pretty. It's kind of sad to see someone my age die. Not gonna lie, that's a little, oh. Yeah, okay. Yikes. I suspect that she had pissed off the wrong group with her policing, basically. Yeah. "24. Only 24. She had so much life left to live." I gotta balance myself because my urges say police bad, therefore lack sensitivity. But the human side of me that doesn't really care much if she was an officer says she was a human, it's a great loss, have some sensitivity. So it's a balancing act between which side wins. If I'm a crass asshole or if I'm a sympathetic idiot. So to move on from the sad topic, I bring to you Californian delights. I guess in a way I'll mix the both and say, if only the fate of that officer were met with every corrupt piece of shit on the field, harassing and disenfranchising the people that they have harassed. If she was a good officer, she did not deserve it. Car repeatedly rams second burning vehicle at chaotic Oakland sideshow. Car ran second burning vehicle during California sideshow. Ugh. Biatch. Alright, so this is nothing new. A driver repeatedly plowed into a burning vehicle during a violent and chaotic sideshow in Oakland early Sunday morning. While Oakland police have yet to release any information about the incident, the sideshow activity in the area of Alameda County Courthouse, south of Lake Merritt, began at around 10:45 p.m. Friday. Video obtained by CBS News Bay Area showed the dangerous scene unfolding at around 1 a.m. near the intersection of Oak Street and 10th near the Oakland Museum of California. Oakland police responded to the sideshow activity and set up a perimeter of several blocks around the sideshow. A vehicle was lit on fire as it sat on the 10th Street next to the building that houses Crash Champions Collision Repair. As crowds watched the vehicle burn, a masked individual was seen getting into a Subaru, which he then used to ram the burning vehicle. As the driver in the Subaru repeatedly plowed into the burning vehicle, or into the burning car, crowds gathered and watched while recording cell phone video. A short time later, police appeared to throw flashbangs near the burning vehicles to disperse the crowd. Fireworks were also seen being set off near the intersection. Oakland fire units later arrived at the scene once the crowd were cleared and put out the flames, which had spread to the Subaru that the masked driver had abandoned. According to witnesses, the sideshow spectators were seen throwing bottles at police, which led to authorities using tear gas. So far, there was no words from the authority. It's unknown if anyone was injured in the incident. A witness said at around 2:20 p.m. or 2:20 a.m., Oakland police broke down the perimeter to the incident and released the people in the area. There was no word on arrests or citations, but at least 2 vehicles were seen in the video being towed from the area. The sideshow is one of several that broke out in the wake of Cinco de Mayo festivities late Friday and early Saturday. Some of the vehicles involved in the sideshow at San Pablo Avenue and Merchant Street in Crockett are believed to have moved on to participate in the Oakland sideshow. Naran Kuma, the manager of Corner Grocery located a few steps away near the car was set ablaze, described it as scary when he arrived in the morning and found out what had happened. When I came in the early morning, I'm in the store. Somebody told me that something happened outside. Kuma, who has witnessed similar incidents before, was relieved that he had closed his store before midnight. It's scary, he said. I'm in a Discord group, which is already degenerate enough. But I should go in and say, hey, we should ban these assault sideshows. See how they feel about it, I guess. Do you like Discord better than Datacord? Oh shit. Oh shit. I like floppy Discord a little bit better than Discord and Datacord. Just so you know. Floppy disk a little bit better. New York City takes a page out of Abbott's book. Let's see what they have to say. New York City mayor announces plan to transport willing migrants to locations outside the city ahead of expected surge. New York City Mayor Eric Adams announced Friday that the city will ship willing immigrants to other neighboring New York communities ahead of surge of migrants expected to arrive in the city following the expiration of Title 42 next week. Adams said the new program will provide up to 4 months of temporary sheltering in nearby New York counties outside of New York City to single adult men seeking asylum who are already in the city's care. The program will be launched with 2 hotels located in the small hamlets of Orange Lake and Orangeburg. They have Orange Lake, Orangeburg, and Orange Man, but they hate the man. Why do they hate the Orange Man? With the potential to expand, the mayor said. Adams spokesperson Fabian Levy told CNN there is a capacity for up to 300 migrants between the 2 hotels initially, but the potential to expand. Get erect. Orange Lake is a hamlet in Orange County in upstate New York. The population was 9,770 at the 2020 census. Orangeburg is a hamlet in the town of Orangetown in New York's Rockland County, where around 4,600 people live, according to census data. Despite calling on the federal government for a national decompression strategy since last year and for decompression strategy across the state, New York City has been left without the necessary support to manage the crisis, Adams said. With a vacuum of leadership, we are now being forced to undertake our own decompression strategy. Adams said the mayors and county executives in both areas have been notified. CNN has reached out to local leaders in both Orange Lake and Orangeburg for their response to the mayor's plan. CNN has also asked New York Governor Kathy Hochul for her response to the mayor's plan to transport migrants outside the city. Rockland County Executive Ed Day expressed outrage over Adams' plan on Friday. This is absurd and we will not stand for it, Day said in a statement. There's nothing humanitarian about a sanctuary city sending busloads of people to a county that does not have the infrastructure to care for them. Trump is one of the few people in the world that can sneak through Cheeto factories without having to wear camouflage. God damn it. The Rockland County said he is initially provided with a few other details about the city's plan for asylum seekers. Aside from that, they will be housed at a local hotel. He said he later found out that the New York City officials plans to house about 340 adult males in Orangeburg in 4 months, with plans to secure them work permits to integrate into community. Work permits typically take up to 6 months on average for asylum seekers to obtain, and county believes it is unlikely that this will be achieved in 4 months, Day said. There's nothing coordinated about the situation, but rather it's duplicitous of Mayor Adams to surprise a locality that busloads of migrants are headed to their town. Dragon Treasure. Code Layman. Memo Way's possible solution. The announcement comes on the heel of an internal briefing memo obtained and first reported by CNN that shed light on the variety of options city officials were weighing to help weather the expected surge. Tents in Central Park, a retrofitted airplane hangar at John F. Kennedy Airport, and building temporary tiny homes were some of the options noted in the memo, which says the city is anticipating 800 migrants will arrive in the city every day from the southern border after Title 42 is scheduled to lift Thursday. Since last spring, the city has processed tens of thousands of migrants, and a total of 37,000 people are currently in the city's care, the memo says. The 5-page draft memo, which outlines the city's needs and possible solutions, says New York City is already seeing an increase in arrival. On Wednesday alone, officials recorded approximately 500 arrivals. Title 42, the pandemic-era rule that allows immigration agents to swiftly return migrants to Mexico, is scheduled to end on May 11th. U.S. Customs and Border Protection officials already have seen an uptick in migrants crossing the U.S. border in anticipation of the expiration of Title 42. CNN has reported that there have been around 7,000 daily encounters on the U.S. southern border in recent days, and number expected to rise in the coming weeks. CNN spoke with 3 different sources in Adams' administration who confirmed the authenticity of the planning document. A 4th source at one of the city's agencies that would be tasked with helping to set up shelter and other resources for migrants confirmed the agency had reviewed the memo. The document details a series of potential options that the Adams administration is exploring that are not yet finalized. The sources explained to CNN. The document outlines possible locations for housing migrants at existing buildings, including the campus of York and Medgar Evers College, the YMCA at the Park Slope Armory in Brooklyn, and a massive 135 square foot recreation center in Staten Island. Listed as another possible solution as a proposal to retrofit unused airplane hangars at JFK International Airport, which would require help from the state and Port Authority, which operates the airport, to build out dormitory-style residential services. According to the document, the Adams administration is also considering erecting tents in the city's public parks and public parking lots. The memo lists Central Park, Prospect Park in Brooklyn, and Flushing Meadows Corona Park in Queens as possible options. The parking lots of Citi Field, the home of the New York Mets, and the Aqueduct Racetrack are also on the list of possible options. Coney Island on Orchard Beach, visited by hundreds of thousands of New Yorkers in the summer months, are also listed as options. Levy Adams, spokesperson, declined to comment on the specific proposal outlined in the document, but told CNN, "While we do not discuss internal deliberations, we have been clear that the burden of caring for asylum seekers shouldn't fall on any one city alone." Levy told CNN that city resorted to housing migrants who arrived this week in NYPD training gyms, after running out of shelter space. "We have reached our limit of new shelters that we can open right now, and we currently have no other options but to temporarily house recent arrivals in gyms," Levy said. "This week alone, we received hundreds of asylum seekers every day, and with Title 42 soon set to be lifted next week, we expect more to arrive in our city daily. We're considering a multitude of options, as we have been saying for a year. We desperately need federal support and state support to manage the crisis, he said. This is a long story. Basically at the end. Cool. Oh. I'll take a look over that real quick. Get fucked, Adams. The era of Southern revenge, where the South prospers and the North suffers. Building structures in public places, such as a city's park, is likely to face fierce criticisms from local officials and advocates who have, at times, been critical of the city's response to the migrant crisis. In the last year, as he has struggled to respond to the needs of arriving migrants, Adams has said the city's budget would be affected. He said it might be necessary to cut back on social and municipal services for residents in order to meet the need. New York officials project they will spend $4.3 billion on the influx of migrants by the end of June 2024. Included in its possible solutions, the memo also details a proposal to erect temporary housing containers or tiny homes. The document references similar models used in New Jersey and London to serve homeless populations there. The memo also listed options the city has previously used or considered using in the last year, including erecting tents on Randall's Island and using cruise ships to house migrants. Hey, Native, I need to borrow your opinion for a moment. So, can you hear a buzzing in the background? Can you hear, like, some background noise? Alright. No, I haven't heard a buzzing or a buzz. Here, I'll listen to myself as well. Alright, so... how do I set up a noise gate? My tea is done being warm. So if I want to set this to high, properties, All right, testing the mic. Uh, whoa, holy shit, that sounded weird. So if I'm gonna probably listen to myself for a little while, and noise suppression will hopefully help. I'm just so I'm gonna turn it to goddamn. I'm gonna turn it to high for a little bit and see if I can get good circulation and not have to deal with bad noises in the background. I'm gonna watch to see myself turn it on high. Oh wow, you didn't even hear me turn it on to high. It beeps when it does that. I'm gonna try this out. I want to see how far I can push the noise suppression system. Because if I can get the room to basically stay cool and circulated without having to sacrifice vocal quality, I should have probably tried this out way before I ran the stream. But, you know, I'm learning as I go. Can you hear anything? Is it bad? Did I figure it out? Did I really should have probably tried to sort out some kind of. I probably should have sorted out my whole situation before doing this. Hell yeah! I gotta basically figure out how to source my noise suppression through basically everything now. Well, let's fucking go! That fan is on, the AC is on, and if you can only hear me, awesome! I can stream at any time now. I was so worried. Just gonna turn this down because I heard that I was a little too loud. Anyway, let's fucking go! Included in its list of possible solutions, temporary homes or housing in tiny containers, the document references similar modules used in New Jersey and London to serve homeless populations there. The memo also listed options to the city as previously used or considered using in the last year, including erecting a tent in Randall's Island, or yeah, using container ships. Ugh, but New York City officials call for more FEMA aid. Adams has repeatedly requested aid from Washington, saying migrant arrivals in New York City and other major cities in the Northeast equate to a humanitarian crisis that should be handled by the federal government. Adams continued to criticize the Biden administration, saying the federal government has abandoned the city to deal with the migrant crisis on its own. New York has received the brunt. Close to 6,000 of those who are coming to the city to participate in the American dream. We're not giving them the resources. The mayor said Thursday during an unrelated event. Adams also recently said the financial burden of the migrant crisis is decimating the foundation of our city, and has said every municipal services in the New York City will be impacted. On Friday, some city officials voiced their disappointment after Federal Emergency Management Agency awarded $30.5 million to humanitarian funding, only a fraction of the amount that the city requested in March. Despite the city's $350 million request, FEMA's initial grant provides a paltry $30.5 million, which is not anywhere close to enough to cover the cost of assistance for asylum seekers. Said a joint statement from New York City Council Speaker Adrienne Adams and Finance Chair Justin Branan. U.S. Representative Dan Goldman called the allocation of funds from FEMA's Emergency Food and Shelter Program woefully insufficient, adding that he vows to continue to work with his colleagues in the Adams administration to push for sufficient federal funding. New York has spent more than $1 billion to support the more than 60,000 migrants that have come to our city seeking a better life, and yet FEMA has allotted only $30.5 million to the New York City to contribute to this expense, Goldman said in a statement Friday. It is incumbent on the government to pay its fair share for these unexpected immigrant-related expenses. Or they could just deport them like, someone had the bright idea of doing ages ago and was probably working out pretty well. God, it's so nice. That background noise is completely gone. I have a fan. I don't know why I'm so excited. I guess it's probably because I don't have to suffer in the room anymore. Mayor Adams called... Hold on. The Department of Homeland Security announced the allocation of humanitarian support in a statement and named Texas and California as top 3 recipients. This first round of funding was focused primarily on the needs of the border communities due to the urgencies they were confronting, the department said. Several interior cities also received funding. The city of New York received the most of an interior city by a significant margin given its challenges. The department says it will award approximately $360 million in additional funds through the new Shelter and Service Grants program later this fiscal year. Mayor Adams called the development woefully insufficient, according to a statement from spokesperson Levy. Today, we're notified that New York City will receive only $30 million in federal FEMA funding out of the $350 million in total funds we initially applied for, despite already spending more than $1 billion to shelter asylum seekers, the statement said. Let's be clear, this is both disappointing and woefully insufficient for a city that has carried the cost of sheltering, feeding, and supporting more than 60,000 asylum seekers in last year. New Yorkers have stepped up tremendously throughout the crisis, and we look forward to working closely with our congressional delegates to remedy this serious mistake. It's not a serious mistake if they intentionally did it. You just don't like the outcome. Ow, hot, fuck. Ah. I drank the tea too soon. T-Man, why didn't you warn me about the heat? That was ouch. Hello. All right. I keep trying to play around with the voice settings. So before we do anything else, I'm going to show off this little great thing that you can enjoy yourself. The Dragon's Treasure, a haven for anime and tea lovers. If you're wanting very good tea, like the tea that I've been drinking, because this is, in fact, tea, I would highly suggest going to the Dragon's Treasure and getting some Sebastian Morning Earl Grey. That's what I've been drinking. It tastes good, and it's fantastic when you don't burn your mouth. Trust me. It is outstanding. So remember, if you go to Dragon's Treasure, use code Layman for 10% off of all purchases. And enjoy some very good tea. We got some new tea rotating in, some new products coming in and out. And he's also working moderately on some coffee. Once he figures out the coffee portion, that is golden. But yeah, the Dragon's Treasure, a haven for anime and tea lover. And you can buy some tea and enjoy it with a good discount with code Layman for 10% off. I'm going to quickly glance this article. And, oh, these fuckers! No, damn it. I have to sign up. I have to sign up. Fine, you won't get your article read, The Economist, you rat bastards. And speaking of buses, the 14-year-old arrested for stealing Nashville school bus leading police chase along I-40 West. A teenage boy is facing numerous charges after allegedly stealing a bus from KIPP Nashville School. Driving recklessly through West Nashville and leading police on a pursuit along Interstate 40 Saturday afternoon. According to Metro Nashville Police Department, the 14-year-old took the school bus from KIPP College Prep on Murfreesboro Pike on Saturday, May 6th. Just before 4 p.m., the boy, who was living at an Antioch home in state custody, hit the diesel fuel pump at Casey's Market on Centennial Boulevard, officials said. In addition, the teenager reportedly tried to run over a person at the market. After that, authorities said that 14 PP gang Capitolist. After that, the authorities said the 14-year-old drove onto Briley Parkway, then onto I-40 West. Sup, poopy butthole, you little dipshit. How you doing? Poopy butthole. I figured out noise suppression. I've been streaming for a month and I finally figured it out. It's great. It's fantastic. I'm just as mean as I was yesterday, thanks. I have a fan running off in that direction. I have an AC on high in this direction. The room is going to get cool, and I am absolutely for it. It's... Poopy goes to Globo Gym because he's a champion. Okay. According to the police, they followed the bus onto the interstate where it traveled at speeds between 60 to 65 miles per hour. Officers deployed spike strips near the McCrory Lane exit, but the teenage driver allegedly saw the spike strip, so he slowed the bus down in an attempt to turn around in the middle of I-40 West. At this point, authorities said they ran up to the bus, broke the glass on the door, used the taser on the boy because he was still operating the bus, and arrested him without further incident. According to officials, the 14-year-old boy was booked into juvenile court for vehicle theft, aggravated assault, evading arrest, reckless driving, driving without a license, leaving the scene of a crash, and failure to report a crash. Oh, they're throwing the book at this kid. News 2 reached out to KIPP Nashville schools for more information about the stolen bus, but we have yet to hear back. They chased this kid. They broke the glass to his vehicle. I say his vehicle. I'm claiming it's his. They tased him and they fucking threw the book at him. This is the reckless daring we need in our society. He didn't do nothing. Suspect wanted to take the cops to school. Yeah, he just wanted to stop and give him a ride. Why didn't they take it? They attacked him for no reason. Shame on the cops. Shame, shame, shame. Fly high, Sky King. I was thinking about similar... I was thinking about, what's his name? Fuck, what's his name? Not Sky King. Sometimes reasonable people must do unreasonable things. Killdozer guy. I can't remember. Help me. I guess I could just look it up. Well, the Killdozer guy. Whenever my tabs or my browser decides it wants to take a shit, do you guys see that on the stream, or is it... Marvin Heemeyer. There we go. I beat you to it. I beat you to it, poopy butthole. I figured it out before you told me. You little shit. It was kind of fortuitous that the story popped up after the migrant busing program from New York, because this is a great follow-up to that situation. And if it were warmer, I'd stay here all day. It's starting to get chilly. I'll leave if you keep talking shit. Fuck! It doesn't sound, bitch. You fucking won't. The police turned Marvin Heemeyer into Marvin Haymaker. Yep. So much like the Montana bullshit that happened. You know, the thing that people complain so badly about. The Texas House is looking to do something similar, but for different reasons. House panel calls for expulsion of Texas Representative Brian Slatton, accused of inappropriate sexual conduct. Yeah, the Montana dude. A panel of House lawmakers is unanimously recommending that the chamber vote to expel State Representative Brian Slatton after finding that the Royce City Republican engaged in inappropriate sexual conduct with a 19-year-old aide who worked for him. House Investigative Committee found that Slatton had engaged in inappropriate sexual conduct with a subordinate, and that the behavior was induced by alcohol that he provided to her. He also acted systematically to influence that subordinate and multiple witnesses to obstruct the investigation into the matter. Said State Representative Andrew Murr, the Junction Republican who chairs the committee. Slatton, as an attorney, did not present any evidence that contradicted the allegations, nor did the lawmaker express regret or remorse for his conduct, the report says. Why? Poopy told me if this video makes it to the top of Rumble homepage, I'm going back to YouTube. I would fucking hope I could get to the top of the Rumble homepage. That would substantially increase my revenue if I could make it there. To this, I will say Slatton doesn't have to, at least if it was a criminal investigation. I guess it's a little different for House expulsion rules. Slatton doesn't have to provide evidence to the contrary. And if it's not true, you wouldn't expect someone to express remorse. Poopy butthole, I will turn your shitter into a shitter. Murr announced the panel's findings Saturday as House members were handed copies of its investigative report. Murr said the House would vote Tuesday whether to remove Sloan, a move that would require support from 2/3 of the members' chambers. Yeah, I can do that. I'll try you. Bring it on, little bitch. I'll fuck you up. Slatton was seated at his desk in the House chamber as Murr announced the panel's recommendation. His attorney, Patrick Short, did not immediately respond to a request for comment. In a statement last month, Short denied wrongdoing on Slatton's part. Hold on, I gotta do something real quick. I gotta fix my shit because I have a bad chair. I can't bully you. You bully yourself. Rumble Rocket. Oh yeah, I can apparently make my own emotes, so you know, I might start doing that. No, I will not. We are aware of outrageous allegations circulating online by second-tier media that make false claims against their representative. Slatton Short said, "I have the power." Mr. Poopabahole says, "I'm looking for an emote of a person flashing because I want to become an emotivational shrieker. NC Native, I just want you to know that I love you and I respect you. Keep up the puns." The inquiry was triggered by 3 complaints from other young staffers at the Capitol, all signed under penalty of perjury. Got him! The investigation lasted a month and was led by Catherine Evans, a former Harris County criminal district court judge who now operates a private law practice. The expulsion of a fellow member is a level of punishment we do not take lightly. Merce said, "Your puns are good. My puns are painful. I'm like the Punisher." Damn it. It is not meant to punish the member, rather it is intended to protect the integrity and dignity of the legislative body and to provide accountability to everyone that works and serves in this building. Oh, so it's a fatty. Now keep it up, Native. Keep it up. The report recommended Slatton's expulsion based on his alleged violation of numerous House rules governing workplace conduct, along with provisions of the Texas Constitution that allows members to be punished for disorderly conduct. A thing so broad, you could be removed for basically saying the N-word. It also accuses Slatton of violating several state laws, including providing alcohol to a minor and abusing his official capacity as an elected official. It was not immediately clear whether the matter had been reported to the police. The conservative firebrand and former minister from East Texas is known for pushing politically extreme, attention-grabbing bills, such as one calling for Texas to secede and another providing tax cuts for straight couples with children, as long as neither spouses had been previously divorced. He has often locked horns with moderate members of his party. With more moderate members of his party, Slatton's combative posture has earned him a number of enemies on both sides of the aisle. State Representative Jared Patterson, representative for Frisco, said in a tweet that he would vote in favor of expulsion. Patterson tweeted that he could not finish reading the report. "It's disturbing and disgusting that a predator like Representative Slatton is a member of the Texas House, and I look forward to voting to expel Mr. Slatton and protecting the integrity of the House of Representatives." I lied. If at first you don't secede... House Speaker Dade Fallon, citing his oversight rule over the proceedings, said in a statement that he would withhold public comment until my colleagues have the opportunity to deliberate and then vote on the General Investigation Committee's recommendations. According to the report, Slatton on multiple occasions helped underage staffers obtain alcoholic drinks. He had grown close to the legislative aide, taking photos of her complimenting her appearance. A friend of the aide had warned her it was wrong for the two to be so close, but the aide shrugged off her concerns by saying that there was nothing going on between the two and Slatton and his wife had problems, the report says. This smells more like an aide that had a very good story. Either that or the fat friends reported an attractive aide's thing. Also, the underage staffer, I think, is like 18 or 20. So, you know, underage drinking is like between a large space. The friend of the aides had warned her it was wrong for... Yeah. Then on March 37th, Slatton invited the aide to his Austin condo around 10 p.m., saying he didn't want to drink by himself. The report said when she insisted on going, her friends decided to accompany her as a protective measure. One of their friends told investigators that the aide had never really had a boyfriend before and was somewhat naive. Slatton was initially surprised that the aide brought other people, but then proceeded to make all of them rum and cokes, according to the report. The aide said she had a lot of alcohol and felt pretty rough, really dizzy, and had split vision. One of the friends threw up from drinking too much. Her friends testified that the aide would frequently leave and go to other parts of the apartment, and the two were flirting and looked like they were a couple. About 2 hours later, her friends decided to leave and urged the aide to leave as well, but Slatton told her she did not have to leave if she did not want to, and she ultimately stayed. The aide told investigators she did not feel pressured to stay, nor did she feel that it was required for her job, though she did acknowledge that she was in an inappropriate situation. Slatton dropped the aide off the next morning, after which a friend drove her to a drugstore to buy Plan B, an emergency contraceptive, the reporter said. The aide told at least 2 coworkers she had sex with Slatton. The report says she also told them, Slatton told her, "I'm not scared of anyone else. You know you own me now." So Slatton told the girl, "I'm not scared, but now you own me." You know that, right? If she's younger than 18, I have great problems with this. If she's 18 and older, I'm not very bothered. Can AIDS give you AIDS? Back at work a few days later, Slatton called the aide into his private office to show her an email he had received. One of her friends told investigators that the email read, "I know you're sleeping with a staffer. Can you really trust those 20-year-old girls? She owns you now." So she's not younger than 18. The asinine drinking laws is fucking insane. They told the committee that the email that made her really fearful that I would potentially lose my job. She said Slatton told her everything would be fine, everyone involved just has to stay quiet, but she took as a threat and she found intimidating, but told him she would not tell anybody. The aide and friends were panicking and stayed up all night trying to figure out what to do. Given the language repetition of "own you," lack of demand, and awkward interaction between Slatton and the aide's friends, they decided Slatton must have sent the email himself. They later told a friend if she hadn't drunk, or if she hadn't been drunk, she would not have done it. As in, had sex with Slatton, she told an investigator. Slatton's conduct was inappropriate under the circumstances because I had too much to drink. But if you remember right, Slatton also had a lot to drink as well, I would presume, because he said, "I don't want to drink alone." 3 unnamed state representatives also contacted the committee to advise it of allegations against Slatton. One had advised Slatton to resign, but Slatton had told them that he had a plan and needed their support, the report says. The lawmaker previously called Slatton and asked him if it was true that he had invited a young staffer to his condo and had sex with him, and Slatton confirmed. Man, I've made a mistake, and now it seems everyone's against me, Slatton told him during the call. According to the complaint, the representative said he was praying for him and hung up. Hi, Preston Heck. Welcome to the show. I've been operating under the presumption that this was a mildly inflammatory story. That these were just speculative conclusions. But if Slatton confirmed them... Yes, we have a YouTube commenter. Be nice, poopy butthole. And the thing, this is the author of the bill trying to protect our children by banning drag queens, and in reality, we need to protect our children from him. Speculative. I'm not going to talk shit to them. No, I'm going to talk shit to them. It'll be interesting to see if state GOP rally around Slatton, like federal Congress senators rallied around. Amazing how some things are bad until one of their own does it. Do these people not recognize that everybody's turning against this guy? I have a condom joke, but it hasn't been fully fleshed out. Next, this isn't a second-tiered scandal. The intern is under 21 and breaking rules set forth from the university the intern is associated with. This sets a negative precedence for future interns looking forward to landing something significant. Lieutenant Governor has no comment on this. Rest assured the university's interns university will. Slatton is one of the most ultra-rabid rightists in the legislature, who is also an ordained Baptist minister who proclaims his ultra-Christian faith on his official bio. I guess I should go look him up on Twitter. What's a pressing note? This is on Rumble, right? Which is less gay. He is right. Rumble is less gay. Texas Representative Slatton. Objection! Huh. Okay. So nothing really stated. I'll go back to camera for a moment and check what I can, grounds. I gotta share this. Fuck. Preston, Rumble's pretty good. It has issues, but they're fixing it slowly and assuredly. God damn it. God damn it, I fucking clicked off of it again. Because of course I did. Bring up all the chats. Oh, is that faggot talking shit about Rumble? Look, it's got a lot of room to improve. That's all I'll say about it. But I'm gonna share this with you guys because I found it pretty funny. Now for Bumble, I heard it's the beast. I love this guy. Hell yeah. EA Electronics Art. Hey EA, I just want to say the Dark Souls series is amazing. We didn't make those games. I know, you can't make good games. Very good. Load, damn it. There we go. I play the redneck version of Dark Souls. It's called Dark Skulls. I'll reload the page just for my own inconvenience. Detroit police searching for a man in shooting that left 1 dead and 2 injured at a gas station. Shooting took place over $3 refund, police says. Is that what the police are saying? I gave up the mouth tobacco. Spit it, don't quit it. Detroit police are looking for a suspect in connection with a triple shooting that left 1 person dead and 2 injured at a gas station in the city's west side. The shooting occurred at the mobile gas station near McNichols and Appleline Street at around 3 a.m. on Saturday. 3 people were shot, one of which was killed. The other 2 victims are expected to be all right. Detroit Police Chief James White said the gunman was arguing with the cashier about $3 a $3 refund prior to the shooting. The suspect shot 3 customers in the store. Police said the cashier wasn't shot. Wait, what? The guy is mad at the cashier because he won't do a $3 refund. So he shoots 3 people in the gas station, not the cashier. That's my $3. I want it now. I don't care if I eat the chocolate bar. I'll shit it back out onto your countertop. Give me the $3. I'm a cashier working at a BP right now. Well, don't get shot, Preston. Don't get shot. Tragic, ridiculous, unnecessary situation, White said. 3 patrons at 3 a.m. in a store and something like this happens, it's just unacceptable. Police are calling on the community to help identify and locate the suspect. Police released 2 surveillance photos of the suspect and a picture of his vehicle. He is considered armed and dangerous, White said. We have a unit on the street looking for him as we speak, and we will relentlessly pursue him and get him off the streets before he harms anyone else. The gas station was shut down by police for not having a business license. He should have called 1-800 cash now. Isn't it like 1-800-877 cash now? 187. I'm looking into it. It's my money and I need it now. I can't remember. It is a crappy joke. 1-877 cash now. JG Whitworth, 877 cash now. You have a structured settlement, but you need cash now. You have a structured settlement, but need cash now. God damn it. I remember this bullshit. My money, and I want it now. Better than true beer adverts. So the gas station was shut down by police for not having a business license. Because of course. Anyone with information on the suspect can call Detroit Police Homicide Unit at 313. The phone number. There's a $1,000 reward for information that moves the case forward. Detroit Police says tips must include the case number and should be submitted to Rewards TV. Well, you got a license to run that business. Fucking commies in Detroit. They put the communism in Detroit. Get the communisms out. Eye for an eye, just take him out. He isn't worth the money to keep in jail. Toss him in a landfill. Good God, Big Rick. Holy shit. Big Rick is not fucking around. Don't be gay. I know it's hard for you. I'm in Detroit, Rock City. No business license. What in the world is going on in Motor City? No wonder it deserves third world classification. City Council deserves to pay a price for allowing a business to operate. Wild West returns. There was a book recommended by Razor Fist that's the not so Wild West, and I plan on reading that. He didn't win on the couple lottery tickets he bought earlier and got angry. Over a lousy $3? Come on, man. The more guns culture hard at work. Oh, no, no, don't. TLC, don't be retarded. Alright, I'm out. Later, chat. Try to be less gay, layman. You missed an opportunity, poopy butthole. You could have said try to be less gay, man, next time. It fits in every way. Get out of the chat. I'm throwing you out. Oh, come on. Scroll. I feel like my shit's frozen. Yeah, take care, poopy butthole. The more gun culture hard at work. It's people with guns that kill. We can eliminate the people or the guns. The pro-gun crowd has led to the eliminating the first. At what point are intelligent people going to realize it's better to work on eliminating the second? I don't know if this person knows, but the founding fathers were incredibly intelligent people, and they found that keeping guns around is far better than having no guns around. 3 a.m. anywhere but a home or hospital is asking for trouble. I gotta go back to work, but I just subbed, so I'll check back. Just keep doing your thing, pimp. Peace out, man. I'll see you later. Mother of Atlanta shooting suspect Dion Patterson says son suffer from mental illness. So is that their ordeal now? Did they go from didn't do nothing to he has a mental illness? The mother of a man charged with shooting 5 women, killing one of them, inside a medical facility in Midtown is sending prayers to all those impacted by Wednesday's shooting. Mignon Minione Patterson spoke exclusively to Fox 5 about her son, Dion Patterson, his history with mental illness, and the horrific charges he now faces. The snowplow sure turned Hawkeye into Bullseye, didn't it? Shit. I want to give my sincere and deepest condolences and prayers to any and every family that was affected by the situation, said Minione. It's not Minione pronounced that way, but I'm going to say it that way. Patterson. As Patterson spoke, she held a photo of her son that was taken not long ago while they were at a restaurant. Her daughter stood by her side holding a photo when Dion Patterson was in the Coast Guard. On Wednesday, Atlanta and the nation saw a very different picture of Dion Patterson. There were images from surveillance cameras of him after police say he opened fire inside the Laureate Medical Group offices in Midtown. His photo splashed all over the media as hundreds of law enforcement officers searched for him for hours. Where did my middle finger emoji goes? I don't know. Where did it go? I don't delete comments. I didn't even realize I could. I can't delete comments. I can only mute or manage. It's not my fault you're gay enough to lose a middle finger emoji. Get good, poopy butthole. His mugshot was from Fulton County Jail, as shown as media outlets across the country covered the story. There's too much being said and not enough truth, said Minnie One Patterson. She went on to say there are a lot of false statements being made about her son, including why he was at the doctor's office Wednesday. While talking to Fox 5, she wouldn't go into the reasons why he was there, but said her son has mental health issues. My son, Dion Patterson, has an affliction with mental illness and mental health illnesses. A very disgusting disease that isn't widely discussed, isn't talked about, everyone hides it. Everyone hides from it, she said. Hold on, I gotta stand once more. Oh my god, the fucking boxers and the seat. Ow. Ow. Oh. Poopy butthole, all faggotry should be blamed on Rumble. I just want to say that. Patterson says her son got help for his problem while in the Coast Guard. They made it where we found the right cocktail and information for him that helped him to move throughout the days and learn his symptoms and how to try, make sure he took his medication, said Patterson. And that's the rest of my tea. Patterson says now he's in jail facing a murder charge, and she and her family are getting death threats. I've received death threats on Dion while he's incarcerated, and on myself and my family right now. We need to show a little bit more reserve, she said. Minnie One Patterson says she works in the mental health field and says the problem should never be ignored. Well, I want to say this is another black mom with another black kid saying he didn't do nothing. I have mad respect for her pointing at the mental illness issue that might be there, as opposed to saying no guns. Because the people who truly are affected by a lack of tools to defend themselves are the ones that are probably in these situations. So I dig it. I wanted to make fun of her, but, my feelings on that changed. Hopefully the rest of the women will be fine. Hopefully she will be able to move past this. If he does have a mental illness, he needs to be sent to a mental asylum or some psychiatric facility to help recover. In the meantime, it does not exclude him or permit him from having done the crime that he did. I hope it wouldn't. But before this new fun topic, right, alright, so I'm about to reach towards the end of the show. So before we do that, I'm another hour into the show, and if you're a fan of tea and a fan of anime, the Dragon's Treasure is a haven for you. It's a good place to find some tea and tea wares. You have red chocolate cake, mana potion, Sebastian's Morning Earl Grey, and tea wares. Ingenuity tea strainer and a utility kettle, which is basically just a heater for your water, and the Velocity Maker, which is cooled now. Code Layman for 10% off on all the purchases. You can get whatever you like, whatever kind of tea. There are 5 different kinds of teas: white tea, green tea, oolong tea, black tea, and herbals, and rooibos. Which are all very good types of tea. I've been drinking this for the past couple days, and it's very good. I highly recommend it. Is blunt trauma realizing you just smoked your last joint? Yes. Yes, it is. It's the trauma on our heart. What is his only tease anyway? Tea of the Month Club. Okay. For tomorrow's stream, I will probably do... I need to find where all my tea went. I need to clean up my fucking desk. Like, holy shit. I'll probably get a bag for all of this. Wizard beer. Haha. Butterscotch. Treefolk Forest. But yeah, I'll try one of these teas tomorrow. Just got to figure out what kind of tea, how many times it can be rebrewed, and what the temperature is. But yeah, Dragon's Treasure for 10% off of, or for 10% off of your Dragon's Treasure tea, use code Layman at checkout and enjoy some outstanding tea with a good saving. Black man charged with a hate crime after shooting 2 strangers in the back of the head because they were white. The white oppression must end. I cannot stand for this. A black man is facing multiple charges after he allegedly murdered 2 strangers in a racially motivated shooting at a library and a convenience store. Prosecutor in Tulsa County charged Carlton Guilford with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 2 counts of shooting with intent to kill and 1 count of malicious intimidation or harassment, Oklahoma's equivalent of a hate crime. First-degree murder is shooting with intent to kill. Is this just a stacking of the charge? According to Tulsa Police Department, Guilford shot and killed London Hathlock at the Rudisill Library, and then minutes later shot and killed James McDaniel at a Quick Trip. Tulsa County District Attorney's Office charged the murder suspect Carlton Guilford with a hate crime. Tulsa Police Department wrote on Facebook 2 weeks ago, "We arrested Guilford after he shot 2 people in the back of the head, one at Rudisill Library and the other at a Quick Trip. At this time, there does not appear to have been any connection between the victims and the suspect." According to Tulsa County District Attorney Steve Kunzweiler, interview with KOTV evidence reveals that black suspect Michael Guilford shot and killed 2 white individuals because of their race. Kunzweiler did not provide more context. After examining the evidence from the case, District Attorney Stephen Kunzweiler charged the suspect with additional hate crime, Tulsa Police Department said. Police said Guilford went inside Rutsdale Library at 9:40 p.m., walked behind a man sitting at a desk and shot him in the back of the head. The victim, identified as 35-year-old London Hathwick, was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. He died at the hospital. Police said after the library shooting, Guilford ran at a nearby Quick Trip. Inside the convenience store, Guilford shot another man in the back of the head when the victim fell to the ground. Guilford shot him a second time, the police said. The victim inside the Quick Trip was identified as 55-year-old James McDaniel. He died on the scene. Police said surveillance video showed Guilford also fired shots at a security guard and another person outside the Quick Trip. When the police arrived, Guilford was standing outside the store and admitted to the officers he shot 2 people, but Tulsa police said. Guilford was arrested and booked into Tulsa County Jail, and he was being held without bond, according to jail records. Guilford is homeless. He is charged with 2 counts of first degree and 1 hate crime. That under Oklahoma law, there is no specific hate crime statute, but malicious intimidation for intimidation includes targeting someone based on their race. Oh. These people have no chill. Holy fuck. Well, damn. All right, then. I don't really have much else to show. I'll probably look for another story, see if I can pad the time just a little bit further. Senator Kirsten Sinema says she has no interest in becoming a Republican. Tornado, baseball sides, hail wreak havoc in Missouri. Another sheriff's deputy. Oh, but this was an hour ago. Texas panel recommends GOP lawmakers be expelled. Yeah, that's what I read earlier. Jury in Donald Trump rape case will have wide latitude to discuss E. Jean Carroll deposition released amid trial. Well, Trump's crimes matter on the campaign trail. Alleged crimes. He's not been convicted, dipshits. Florida Republicans backing Trump denounced leak of DeSantis debate tapes disloyal hackery. DeSantis camp unmoved by report on past Trump comments, swing and miss from Disney funding ABC. Yellen warns a constitutional crisis over debt ceiling impasse. Oh yeah, apparently the reparation stuff for California is going through. Apparently black people will just get paid inane amount of dollars because, you know, the color of their skin. I'm so glad we regress back to racial discrimination. I'll cover this tomorrow. Kentucky Sign Language interpreter Virginia Moore dies. Oh, that's a shame. There's systemic racism in U.S. government. Yes, it's called affirmative action. Yep, sounds about right. Biden's approval ratings hits new low. Politico. Oh shit. Let's see what this is about. I'll read this properly tomorrow, but to get the quick hits. Biden fell behind Governor DeSantis as a head-to-head matchup, having 37% to DeSantis 42%. Has not yet entered the presidential race, though he is widely expected to. Also, Biden lagging behind Trump, the current frontrunner to behind the GOP nominee. If Biden and Trump were the candidates, 38% said they would definitely or probably vote for the president, compared to 44% would definitely vote back Trump. Fascinating. I'll probably end the show early here. 2 hours sounds like a good time frame for my show until I can get like better at it. So I'm pretty pleased with what I've got right now. I'm also pleased with the discoveries I made about the fucking noise suppression system. I'll try to work it out on StreamYard to see how that works. See if I can get noise suppression there. And if I can, I will probably be able to do a few more things than I thought I was able to do a little bit ago. So with all that said, before I wrap up, I have one last thing to do. And of course, it's another ad read. Dragon's Treasure, a haven for anime and tea lovers. Remember, guys, dragonstreasure.com can be found in the description below, and the code is written right next to it. Code Layman for 10% off. I've been telling you about the joys of it, and I'll be trying out these new sample packs that I got recently. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 3 more sample packs that I need to find. I will not look for them on stream. I'll look for them after I finish it up. But with that said, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Remember, code Layman for 10% off for your tea at dragonstreasure.com. Follow me on Rumble and on YouTube. I have a locals called at Legal Layman at locals.com. If you wish to support me there, I would very much appreciate it. If I could convert even like a portion of what I currently have in followers to that, I would be set for a little while. I'd be able to do this more often. I would be able to do this more consistently. I'd be able to improve the product of it. I plan on turning this into like a wooden frame so I can hang up like books on the top, maybe color the bottom of it with like posters. I want to find a place to put this motherfucker up. Real quick, camera, and then just go to YouTube or Twitter. This is what I've been excited to open up for a while. I haven't opened it. I don't know why, and I haven't put it up to hang anywhere because I'm an idiot. However, oh, cool. It has an easy open slit. Oh, fancy. So yeah, Devil May Cry. It is a fantastic little thing to have. That little thing hanging on the wall right there, that's like one of those deluxe package edition items that I got for Devil May Cry back when it was released. Dude, I had a lot of emotions running around that time. I have a story to tell about it. I guess that'll be the story I tell right now. So back when I worked one of my other jobs, I was a waiter at the job, and I had just saved up enough money to be able to buy something convenient for myself. And I bought a deluxe edition package for Devil May Cry. The 5th one was coming out, and I was so fucking excited. It felt like everything to me. And I got the collector's edition, so I'll show it off on eBay. This little poster, a box, a sort of chest looking thing, a van. Hold up. This little van thing right here that needs to get cleaned off. Hold up. Wow, you could probably barely even hear that. That's great. Fantastic. So yeah, it came with it. I got the box. I want to set everything up so it can be displayed easily. When I got home that one night, it was a particularly long overnight work shift. And I don't know, I was worn out and exhausted for the day. So whenever I bought the collector's edition or the special edition, no, deluxe, it came with a PS4 theme, and it was like a smooth jazz thing. And I laid back after I got home, and it felt like I had a wave of stress fall off of me. I had everything that I had been frustrated or concerned about just melt away, and I relaxed completely. You should listen to it if you can. It's a fantastic little theme. But yeah. I'm pretty emotionally connected to this series, and hopefully it continues with good characters and good storytelling. I've been pretty pumped about it for a while. It's been released since like 2020, but I still can't get over the fact that it came, it arrived, and we got to enjoy it. But with all that, I should probably wrap up the show like I said I would do. 2 hours and 30 minutes is not a bad time to wrap everything up with. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for everybody who came. Follow my Rumble, my locals, my YouTube, dragonstreasure.com with code Layman for 10% off the tea. Legalayman.locals.com. It's a fantastic place to follow. I plan on uploading exclusive content there. Like, I plan on singing or doing musical streams. So hopefully I'll be able to do that for you guys soon. Yeah, once again, thank you for coming. I greatly appreciate the follows. I greatly appreciate the attendance. And I hope to see you guys next time.